Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we continue on with our Let's Play. This is episode 92. And in today's episode we are going to be taking on the Italian Nationals. For that of course, we need some Italian cars, and luckily I bought some Italian flair to the party. Our first car for today is going to be the rather odd looking, but I kind of like it, Alfa Romeo 145 2-litre Cloverleaf. Got two Alfa Romeos for today's racing. So let's go ahead and take this one into whatever track it throws at us. I'm assuming Rome. Rome short. Oh, it actually gives us the full Rome course and the short course as well. So finally some track variety in the Nationals. Anyways, let's head into this first race. Okay, in this first race, as you'd expect, we get some pretty mundane Italian cars, but because they're Italian cars, they are awesome. I have next to me an Alfa Romeo Spider with the 2-litre twin-spark engine. I have a Alfa 156, which I'm also assuming is a 2-litre twin-spark. That could be the V6 though. There are two Lancia Vi's in this race. There is also a tiny little Fiat Barchetta. So the Alfa Romeo 145. This was a pretty cool car. I've never actually seen an Alfa Romeo 145 in real life. I think I've seen the Saloon, the 146, which is also a pretty cool looking car in my opinion. But I've never actually seen an Alfa 145, and I think that's a shame because I do kind of like these cars. I know that might seem a bit odd. I can definitely... It's kind of like the Peugeot. Or kind of like the Peugeots that I was on about in the last episode, where I can see why people wouldn't like them. I can see why people would not like the Alfa 145. It is a strange looking car. However, to me, it's a very appealing looking car. Also, this colour. Again, it's a colour which I could understand if people wouldn't like it. Quite frankly, I shouldn't like this colour, but I kind of do. It just kind of suits the car. This is a Zoe Yellow Metallic, I believe they call it. Now, in my mind, and I assume I've never actually seen a car in this colour. Actually, have I? Did the I may have seen some Alphas in this colour. It's basically piss yellow. However, on an Alfa Romeo, that actually looks kind of nice, which is a bit strange. And then again, anything on an Alfa Romeo looks nice because it's a freaking Alfa Romeo. Anyways, we'll pass the Barchetta. We have some actual closer racing in this particular episode. To be honest with you, I was expecting sort of puntos and stuff like that to show up, but I was kind of relieved when I saw these vehicles show up, but it turns out they're actually relatively quick. Plus the fact that I didn't really upgrade this thing all that much. It's running at about 170 horsepower, I believe. I didn't really take any weight out of it either, so it's running about 1,100 kilograms. So it's probably one of the heavier vehicles on track. Anyways, the 145 came in first, Lancia Y in second, Alfa 156, and it was the 2-litre twin-spark, came in third, Lancia Y in fourth, Fiat Barchetta in fifth, and the Alfa Romeo Spider comes home in sixth. So, pretty... the Alphas took the most interesting spots on the track, i.e. first and last, so there you go, that's something positive to come out of that. Anyways, we get 4 grand, and I'll see you guys in a second when we'll take our second car racing on the full Rome circuit. Okay, it's now time to go ahead and get our second vehicle for today, so let's head back to the garage and get in that. It's going to be an Alfa Romeo 166. This one has a 3-litre V6 24-valve engine. Pretty cool looking car. As you can see, it's a little bit on the heavy side, however, it has almost as much power as the horsepower requirements. So yeah, it's only just under the horsepower requirements. So I'm expecting this vehicle to be pretty quick. The horsepower requirement, in case you're wondering, is 295 horsepower. We're going to the full Rome circuit this time, so let's get on track. Okay, as you can see on track, there is a hefty amount of Alfa Romeos. Many people with the same idea as me, clearly. There are two Lancia Deltas. One is sort of a base model, and the other one is the Evolutionary. There is an Alfa Romeo 166, an Alfa Romeo 166, and in front was an Alfa Romeo 155. Okay, I was not expecting an Alfa 155 to show up, but there you go. Anyways, we are in the 166, and as I predicted, this thing has much of the straight line speed. However, could have done with some suspension apparently. So the Alfa 166 then, this is a very, very overlooked car. Many automobile journalists will, or automotive journalists I should call them, will tell you that the Alfa Romeo 166 is an amazing car. It's pretty good to drive, it's pretty spacious, it has a very nice interior. The biggest issue with the 166 when it first came out was the price. However, I do think also the styling was a little bit controversial to some people's eyes. Me personally, I've always liked the way this car looks. I do have to admit, again, kind of like the 145, it has a kind of strange front end with those very, very, very tiny little headlights. They kind of remind me of the rear lights on the original Ford Mondeo for some reason. But overall, I do think this is a good looking car. I totally would have bought one if I was a businessman back in whenever this car came out. Was it 1990? I assume it was like when this game came out, so about 99. Yeah, I mean, they ended up rejuvenating the 166, and again, people said it was absolutely fantastic, but still, people didn't buy it because, well, actually, to be fair, I don't know how it sold in Italy. I assume it sold a bit better in Italy than it did do over here. Over here, people, when it comes to buying saloons, are incredibly dull, hence why there is a ridiculous amount of Vauxhall Vectras on the roads these days. Because people want dull cars that go from A to B, and an Alfa Romeo, it may never go, it may never get to B, but it will make you feel good until when it breaks down. But yeah, and this obviously has the 3-litre V6, which is widely regarded as one of the best engines Alfa Romeo ever made, because this thing was just incredible. It sounded amazing. Admittedly, I don't know if GT2's doing it justice or not, probably not. But nevertheless, it sounded amazing, it just went and went and went. It was a very, very powerful engine, and yeah, I mean, if you ask James May and Jeremy Clarkson what cars they regret getting rid of, then they'll tell you Alfa Romeos with this exact engine in it, because they loved the sound of the engines, and once again they say, well, they never really worked, but nevertheless they are still awesome, awesome, awesome cars. Haven't really seen any 166s about for a while. I assume most of them have probably gone to Alpha Heaven right now, which, to be fair, if I could go anywhere in heaven, I'd like to go to the Alfa Romeo section. Anyways, on to the actual where the cars finished, and the Delta Evo came in second, Alfa 155 in third, Alfa 166, surprisingly those two had the 2.5 V6, they were in fourth and fifth, and finally the standard Delta just couldn't really keep up with its Evo twin and sits down in last place. Anyways, for that race we get 5,000 credits, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, that is the Italian Nationals over and done with. In the next episode, we're going to be heading over to the US to compete in some US National Championships. So join me for that. Anyways, friends, that is it for today's episode of the Gran Turismo 2 Let's Play. I do hope you've enjoyed. And as always, thank you all very much for watching. My name's been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.